Yes.
Perfect. So we are here today with Fiona McEntee and Ladosha Wright. Both are authors, and Fiona is an immigration attorney. Ladosha is a hairstylist and a teacher and educator. Um, Fiona originally is from Ireland, and Ladosha is from Cleveland Heights. Fiona is in Chicago currently. Is that correct, Fiona?
That's correct. Yeah.
Right, and has two children of her own. Ladosha is an incredibly exuberant, amazing woman who does so much for our local community and also communities around the world. And they will each be sharing a labor of love that they produced. Fiona sharing Our American Dream, and Ladosha, My Curly Hair Adventures. So, how this is going to work is the author is going to read their book, and then we will take questions in the chat on the side. And so, if you have questions for the authors, please put them in the chat. And after the author is done reading their book, she will be happy to take questions. And if a particular student or classroom of students wants to come on camera to ask their question, please type in the chat at Elizabeth Kuzma. So and so would like to enter to ask their question. Okay. We'd like to give you that ability to be on camera also. But please, if you are on camera, keep your question short so we can then get to the answer. So thank you, everyone. We want to thank Cleveland Public Library for hosting this event. We want to thank all of our sponsors who made this event possible today. We want to thank our authors for giving us their time and their talent. And I want to thank everyone in the audience who is taking time to watch this. So let's get started with Fiona. I'm going to give the stage to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Hello.
So thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. So this morning I'm going to read my children's book called Our American Dream. In a country so great, with mountains so tall, was born a dream for one and for all. That dream is known throughout the land, the American dream, a dream so grand. Immigrants come from countries far to dream their dreams beneath American stars. Let's see who's here in this great place, what dreams we share in the United States. Aya's American dream began in Syria. As a child, a refugee, she came to America. Now she's in Congress wearing her hijab proudly. She fights for equal rights and promotes them loudly. Our friend Rosita is a passionate teacher. Her dream is big, so she's known as a dreamer. Came here as a baby, her family works hard. They dream together and dream of getting green cards. Antonio moved here because he was born this way. He and Bob celebrate Love is Love on their wedding day. Their American dream is for equal rights, to love one another without judgment or strife. You also know our neighbors, Perry and Sadie. They dreamed a dream of a miracle baby. That baby was born in a country far away, and once Faith was adopted, with her family, she'd stay. Meet Yulia from Russia. She is an artist extraordinaire. Her dream is to have her paintings shared. With the freedom to paint without any troubles, her American dream has ended her struggles. Karima loves computers, a girl born to code. Her American dream is a sight to behold. She moved here for college, decided to stay. She started a tech company. As a boss lady, she slays. Juma from Tanzania plays soccer all day. He dreams of America at night when he prays. Just given the chance, what might those dreams become? He could captain the United States in World Cups to come. In Standing Rock, we find the Sioux Reservation. This land is their land, and it's a sovereign nation. They work to keep their land protected, their water clean. Sacred lands such as theirs should be more than just a dream. Some people were forced here, didn't come by choice. They have since battled for freedom and used their voice. We must all be aware these torments run deep, and sadly, some dreams are rooted in grief. Families travel far by day and night, fleeing terror and violence. It's a dangerous plight. They seek shelter and refuge at America's door, like generations of immigrants who have come before. There are many people in this land of hope and dreams, united and strong as the Lady of Liberty beams. We look not to build walls, but to make tables longer. We gather side by side because diversity makes us stronger. We hope you've enjoyed our American dream. We've heard countless stories, not so different they seem. Now it's your turn. What will your hope be? Are you ready? Let's dream. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
That was incredible. I am quite emotional right now thinking that was a really powerful book.
Thank you. Oh, I wasn't prepared. I didn't have my Kleenex.
Sorry, I don't have Kleenexes either. Fiona, are you a naturalized citizen?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
When did you naturalize?
Actually, I was 8 months pregnant with my eldest daughter, Rose, when I became a US citizen. And I've worked with so many other people to, from kind of, it's such a long process. And it's such a joy of mine to work with clients along that whole process.
And what brought you to the United States from Ireland?
So I actually first came here for college when I was only 20. So I was pretty young when I moved here. I came here as part of an exchange program. So just for a year, and I fell in love with Chicago, with the people, with the diverse kind of community, because I grew up in Ireland where, a lot of people looked just like me, and we didn't have the exposure to people from all over, and just and that's kind of one of the reasons I really loved America. And I loved how, just that kind of idea of the American dream, that you can move here from anywhere in the world, knowing nobody, and kind of make your own life for yourself. So that was for a year I moved here, but then I moved back to Ireland, and then I moved back out in 2005 to go to law school, and I've been here ever since.
Thank you. So we have a question. One of the students wants to know, what made you start doing books?
Such a great question. So what really made me write a book was I was asked to go into my daughter's class, her kindergarten class, to read a book, my husband and I. And, I just one night thought, gosh, it would be great if I had a book that kind of showed the clients that I work with. And there's lots of great books on immigration, but I kind of wanted one that could show all the highlights of all the different types of clients, or at least a few of the clients that I work with. So I didn't find one that I felt like had all those people in there. And so I thought, why not write your own book? And so I know Toni Morrison has a great phrase about, if the book that you want to read is not, hasn't been written before, go write the book. And so that's what I did. So that was it.
Thank you. Another student wants to know, how many books have you made?
So this is my first book. So, but what I think is, you know, each one of these is actually based on a real person. And so a lot of them are clients or friends and family of families that I have known and that I've worked with. So, I mean, I believe that each one of these characters could probably get their own book. So the goal would be to write more. But this is the first one, and it was published earlier on this year, and we had a big book tour planned, and then the pandemic hit. So I'm really honored that I get to talk to everybody here about it, because spreading this message is so important to me. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
Wonderful. A couple more questions. So you made it this year. How old are your kids now? And I think there's a little bit of connection to the book and your children.
Yeah, so my kids, actually, they're watching right now. So hi, Rose. Hi, Perry, with my husband, Brian. So Rose is going to be 7 in a couple of weeks. Her birthday's later on in October. And then my son, Perry, is going to be 5 in January. So yeah, their names are in the books. So Rose is Rosita, Perry's mentioned as well. And then Rose, actually, I don't know if you can see this, but Rose did this drawing. That's based on a little drawing that she did. Oh my gosh, my nails are, I didn't paint my nails. But so there's a little connection there. And then Faith, one of the stories is based on my sister-in-law, my brother's wife. She was adopted from the Philippines, and that's based on her story. So
wonderful. Another question. Are you librarians? Why don't you share what you do professionally, Fiona?
So yeah, no, I'm not a librarian, although that would be a very cool job. I am a lawyer. So I am an immigration lawyer. And what that means is that I help people who were born in other places. I help them come to America, or if they're here already, I help them stay in America. And so I work with the laws and with the courts, we do lots of different things to help them stay there. So that we have this beautiful, diverse country that's full of people from all over the place.
Great. Another student asked, do you have siblings?
Yes, I do. I actually have one brother. His name is Ray, and he works with me. So he also moved to America years after I did. And his wife is Faith. So she is this little baby here that's based on his wife and their story. And now they have 2 kids too. But the really special thing about their story is that this is based on an actual photograph of when Faith was first brought home to America from the Philippines by her parents. Her cousins were in the airport waiting to welcome them to America, and her mom sent me the photo, and we sent it to the illustrator. So the amazing lady who drew all the pictures, we sent it to her, and she drew it based off of the picture that we had given.
Amazing. Couple more questions. Let's see here. What's your favorite part of being a lawyer?
Oh, you know, my favorite part of being a lawyer is, and there's lots of different types of lawyers. My favorite part is getting to help people live their American dream. So getting to play a little role in either bringing them here or keeping them here, and seeing what the opportunity to be here, what people do with the opportunity. So getting to see their dreams, getting to see, you know, what happens when they're just given the opportunity to come here and work hard. And it's a really special part of my job.
Incredible. So where can we get your books?
Oh, so we have a website. So it's ouramericandreambooks.com. I can sign copies there if people want to order them directly from the website. I can sign and write personalized messages, and we can ship them out from here. Otherwise, you can obviously get them on Amazon. But I love supporting local bookstores. So your local immigrant-owned, Black-owned bookstores in your community might stock it as well. And so I would get in touch with them. So that's my preference, is to promote independent bookstores or directly from us, because a portion of the proceeds, so some of the money that we make from the book, is going to go to 2 immigration nonprofits, so to 2 community organizations that work to protect immigrant rights. So anyway, we just are happy to spread the message, but of course if people want to buy it, we would be happy to sign. I would be happy to sign the books and send them out.
Thank you. You can also go to the expo session part of this platform, and Fiona has a booth there where you can get the book as well. And another question, did you always want to be a lawyer?
No, I didn't, because I didn't grow up in a family of lawyers. I was actually one of the first in my family to go to college. So I didn't really know any lawyers growing up. It wasn't really something that I had ever seen. But somebody had recommended, had suggested that maybe I think about it. And what I really wanted to like save the planet, and I wanted to maybe do environmental work as a lawyer, or, you know, that type of stuff. And then I found immigration law and have been working as an immigration lawyer for 13 years now. And it just makes me really happy. It's really rewarding work. So
thank you. So why don't we move on to Ladosha now. Ladosha Wright is in Cleveland Heights, and I will give the stage over to you. I think you're muted, Ladosha. You're still muted. Oh, no. There's a little microphone icon. At the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. I wonder could it be the headphones maybe? Maybe unplug them?
Yeah, you did unplug them. So there's a little 4 icons at the bottom of the square. The second one is the microphone. You want to unclick it. You also maybe try turning the volume up on your own device. Mark suggests click the green box that says share audio and video.
It was working earlier though.
Yeah, maybe try refreshing the page altogether. So Ladosha, I'm going to remove you from the stream and ask that you request access back in. Let's see if that helps. Okay. Thank you everybody for sticking with us. Ladosha doesn't want to hear. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Are we all ready? All right. Let me make sure you guys can you see the book? Okay. Here we go. All right. The name of this story is called Curly Hair Adventures. At night before I go to bed, I place my hands on top of my, oops, hold on. Sorry. There we go. No technical, there we go. Here we go, right here. At night before I go to bed, I place my hands on top of my head. I touch my hair. It's a pain to me. It isn't everything I wish it could be. I shrug my shoulders. My mouth has a pout. Oh, how it hurts to get my hair combed out. Mom says to me, Rose, it's time to braid your hair. That is when I go to the closet for my special chair. I smile to my mom and say the very thing I was thinking of at the end of the day. Tonight, when I dream, I will travel the world to find how many boys and girls have different hair like mine. I fall fast asleep with my I fall fast asleep with my favorite teddy bear. He is brown, warm, and fuzzy. His name is Teddy Hair. Teddy Hair is cool. He is sure to come along. There's Teddy Hair. As we make our first stop in the city of Hong Kong. Ni hao. All the children say ni hao, and I have met my first new friend whose hair is black and shiny. Everyone say ni hao, Maya Lynn. Hujambo. I'm in Kenya. I can feel the warm breeze blow. I sit and watch Kareem pick his big, bushy fro. Namaste. I'm in India with Anjali. Her ponytail swings as we play. Hola. I'm in Mexico sitting with Rosario watching bubbles that we blow. She wears a wig because her hair won't grow. Privier, all children, let's say Privier. Privier, I'm in Russia playing hopscotch. Nadia's red curly hair, that's what Teddy likes to watch. Bonjour, everyone, let's say bonjour. I'm in Paris with my new friend Devere. His brown frizzy hair hangs just below his ears. Diagui, I'm in Ireland pushing Mary in her chair. We put ribbons in her hair as she gets ready for the fair. Yeah, Mom, my dream is coming to an end as I bid farewell to Lydia, my good Jamaican friend. Everyone say, yeah, Mom, Lydia. I wake up holding Teddy closely in my arms. What time is it? Did we miss the alarm? I go to the mirror and I touch my cornrow braids. And to my delight, I am no longer afraid. I've traveled the world. My trips are fine. There are many boys and girls with different hair like mine. I go to the closet for my special chair, but this time Mom doesn't have to call me to come down the stairs. As Mom rebraids my hair, I smile and turn to her and say the very thing I was thinking of at the end of the day. Tonight, when I dream, I will travel the world to find how many more boys and girls have different hair like mine. Now we have a poem, and all you have to do is read after Teddy Hair and I. So, boys and girls, repeat after Teddy Hair and I. I am special. I am smart. I can be anything I want to be. I love myself. I love my hair. It is a unique part of me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm also teared up with that one too. So I was not born with curly hair. I had straight hair and I always wanted curly hair, always. And when I hit 15, my mom's stylist cut it off and put mousse in it and it was curly, just like that. And I was afraid to wash it because I thought if I wash it, maybe it'll go back to being straight. So I didn't wash it for a couple days, but it stayed curly ever since. I love my hair, and I love that you love hair and you want to help everyone feel good in the skin and the hair that they're in. Couple of comments while you were reading. Several of the students are making self to text connections, so thank you for giving them a voice and an image that you provided in that. People want to know, do you have puppets for all those characters?
No puppets. Just Teddy Hair and I.
So how did you come up with Teddy Hair?
So Teddy Hair is actually kind of like Jiminy the Cricket. So he travels with Rose to remind her, to be safe, to be open, and to understand that it's okay to be different. So he's like her conscious to just say, follow your heart, and it's okay to be different. Scary, but it's okay.
Wonderful. Couple more questions. Who is this story about?
So this story is really, as a hairstylist, I meet children all the time who really, really don't like their curly hair. So my goddaughter, her name is Kimmy, and she hated her curly hair, and she thought she was the only kid in the world with curly hair. So I wrote the story. Rose is my grandmother's name, so I named the story after the character after my grandmother Rose. And so, because my grandmother just loved us as children, so I thought this would be nice to pay homage to my grandma and to my goddaughter. And Kareem and Devere and the story are my sons.
Amazing. Someone else wanted to know, what do you want people reading this to think about?
I would like people to think about the power and the fun of being different. And so with children, we need to support them. We want them to understand, that being different is okay, and that there are many different ways and different resources where they can go to get support and help and to feel comfortable with being different. In the beginning, Rose thought the story was just about her hair, but as she traveled around the world with Teddy Hair, she quickly realized that, you know what, it's not about my hair. It's just okay to be different.
Right, that's wonderful. Can we get these books in our public library?
Yes, my books are available in Cleveland Public Library and Cuyahoga County Public Library.
And Fiona, is your book yet available in our library system?
I don't know, but I know that Joe had read my book for the Cleveland Public Library, and if it's not there already, we can certainly obviously we'll figure out a way to get it there. But I would ask Joe because I know he had done an event with the library before reading the book. So
Wonderful. Another question. Do you have any tips for brushing out curly hair?
Yes, the best tips that I have for brushing out curly hair. Three things: hair care and hairstyling are about the right products, the right tools, and the right techniques. So, what I like to do when I'm helping families with detangling their hair, you want to make sure, number one, that the hair is very wet because the wetter the hair, the comb will slip. You also want to make sure you're using a leave-in conditioner. Children really don't like sitting for a very long time, so use something that leaves in. And then also use a long tooth comb where the teeth are not too wide, because the wider the teeth, the less effective your detangling process will be. I also have videos on YouTube that's available to help all parents understand textured hair and fun, quick ways to help detangle it.
Thank you. And what's your YouTube channel? Is it under Ladosha Wright?
Yeah, very simple, Ladosha Wright.
Wonderful. So we kind of went over this. What inspired you to make the book? And also, how did you go about actually how does one make a book? How does one do it?
Okay, answer one, then I'll let Fiona maybe answer. She maybe want to share with that as well. So again, my inspiration for my book, it definitely came from children because I love children. I always say I love people more than I love hair. Or just as much. But the book writing process was very fun. Actually, my customer, Miss Lisa Hamilton and Dr. Sandra Golden, they actually helped me, with the book, and it's self-published. And so my son is responsible for the layout, and Mr. Larry Tinsley, who's also a former hairstylist, he is my illustrator.
Wonderful. And Fiona, do you want to share about how you went about making a book?
Yeah. So I actually wrote the book on my phone on the notes. I started writing it in the notes section of my phone. I started like thinking about the different characters first off that I wanted to include. And I know I loved your book, Ladosha. I love it so much. I mean, for so many reasons. I loved the Irish little Colleen in there, but just the message is amazing. And I'm so honored to be here with you and being able to like spread this beautiful message to so many kids. So thank you for being here with me, for allowing me to be here with you. So yes, that was the writing process. And then I worked with a publisher that was based in just outside of Washington, D.C. And it's owned by an immigrant as well. He is originally from Nepal, Naren. And then we worked with an illustrator who's based in Italy. So that was my process. But there's lots of different ways that you can get a book. And I think, the first thing is you need to write it. And so you can write it in so many different ways as well. But I mean, it could just be something as simple as getting a piece of paper and starting to write down your ideas and take it from there.
Wonderful. Um, Thank you, Ladosha, for putting your books. And Ladosha also has an expo booth. So if people want to buy the books, they can also go to the expo booths and see both of those booths and get more information on where to get them. And then Lola Shanklin, I love your books. My students are saying they love these books. Thank you for inviting us. So if anyone we covered that inspired you to write this book, right? Um, Rose says she loves her own curly hair. Thank you. So, some students have already subscribed to your YouTube channel. So that's that's wonderful. If anyone wants to see Ladosha in studio, she's in Cleveland Heights on Taylor, right?
Yes, yes. And we teach parents how to do their children's hair. So any parent that's on the feed that really needs some hands-on help with hair care, we're always parents how to do their child's own hair.
And then could you share your work in Africa also, Ladosha?
Yes. So I want to say that I'm very excited to be on this platform with you as well. And your books, I was thinking too, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's a beautiful story. But yes, year, I had the wonderful, wonderful opportunity to travel to West Africa in Banjul, Gambia. And you all might be familiar with Banjul because it is the home of Kunta Kinte. And so I went there to write the country's very first cosmetology curriculum. And the Cleveland Public Library was so kind, just like Mr. Felton Thomas and Dr. Sadie Winlock was so kind to help install a classroom library that's fully functioning with computers and books, and everyone comes in for diplomats. As a matter of fact, someone was just there from Australia to see the library. So this has been more than wonderful. So the cosmetology curriculum is installed. I did teach online when the pandemic first happened, and so we are in touch every day.
Oh,
Oh, so we have Miss. Okay, Miss Kara Kirby. Yes, please come and visit me. I will put the line number in the chat, and you guys can reach out to at the hair salon. The name of the hair salon is the Reverence Design Team Hair Salon, and we are in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. And this salon welcomes all people. Everyone is welcome.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Fiona, one student wants to know how long you've lived in America and what part of Ireland are you from?
So I am from Dublin, Ireland, which is the capital city. And I have been in America. I first moved here in 2002, so many years ago. And then I was here just for a year then. And then I've been permanently here since 2005.
Wonderful. And are there a lot of Irish people in Chicago where you are?
There are a lot of Irish people in Chicago. There are a lot of Irish people all over America. And, I think that what I like talking to Irish people about immigration because Irish people, while, now we have people in lots of different roles in the US, it wasn't always that way. And Irish people were not always welcome in America. And I think it's important to remember that and for people to talk about that because there are a lot of people coming here from Central and South America who are not, they're not really made feel very welcome. And that is what happened to the Irish immigrants before. And I just think that we should remember that and that we should be including and welcoming people from all over and not just from places in Europe or, from Ireland. And so I think it's important to think about that when we're thinking about immigrants and people trying to come here for a better life.
Thank you. One student wants to know, what would you say to kids who want to write a book?
I would say just sit down and start writing. I think that it's amazing. You can find inspiration in so many different ways. I found it in my work. Ladosha found it in her work. And then to me, I think the thing about both our books is that there's a bigger message there. There's a message about, for my book, inclusion and welcoming people. Ladosha's book is obviously about that as well. And it's about, loving yourself and accepting people for, and loving people, not just accepting them, but like loving the differences. And how boring would it be if we all were the same, if we all looked the same and had the same hair and sounded the same. And so, yeah, I think just find inspiration in whatever place you can and just start writing, and you never know what will happen.
Wonderful. Ladosha, do you want to take that? What would you say to kids who want to write a book?
I think for our children who want to write a book, I'm going to say what my sixth grade teacher, I think we all have these teachers who are always, inspiring us to do fun things. So in all actuality, it was my sixth grade teacher, Mr. Catledge, who encouraged us all to read, read, read. So anyone who's interested in writing a book, I would say the more you read, the more you will write. So, in the spirit of Mr. Catledge, read, read, and read.
Super advice, really, and read a bunch of different kinds of stuff. So,
Yeah.
newspaper and novels and comics and magazines, the whole gamut, really, to
Street
diversify.
signs, directions, cookbooks. When I was a kid, I like, oh, this that says stop. That says exit. I would read the directions on the back of the cook, pour your cereal. Everything that was reading was so fun. It didn't matter to me. So whatever you want to read, just read.
Wonderful. Well, the student who says she's or he or she is going to make a novel after school with her friends or his friends, go and do it. I'm sure Ladosha and Fiona would be happy to read a draft copy of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, do we have I know some of the students have to hop off at 11:50. Are there any more questions in the chat that people have? We asked this question to Fiona, but Ladosha, are do you have siblings? What kind of family do you come from?
Yeah, so I have two bigger brothers and I have one younger sister. So I have a medium-sized family. And so we are all very close. And I have nieces and nephews, and they love the book as well. So I have little children in my family.
Wonderful, wonderful. And are there more Mr. Teddy Hairs, or is there just the one?
So Curly Hair Adventures is my only children's book. I do have an adult book. It's a self-help book, and it's titled "What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon." And this is for parents and teenagers, and it's really just it's what it's a self-help book that backdrop, the history, the how to, like everything they don't tell you at the hair salon. Anything you've ever wanted to ask a hairstylist, like where did the word shampoo come from? Or, how did they invent shampoo? Or who really invented the comb? So everything you want to know, hair color. So that's my second book. And then my third it's a free ebook and it's titled The Beauty and Barber Survival. That's for licensed beauty and barber professionals. So those are my applications right now.
Wonderful. One student wants to know how long did it take to write your books and how long was the publishing process?
Okay, I'll go first. So it took me about the entire process was about 6 months, and to actually get the book published, it took about 2 months. So the longest part of putting the book together for me was the and then I had focus groups where I actually had children read the book and tell me what they like and they didn't like. And I went before several peers in various writing communities, daycare centers, and I read the story to get feedback.
Fiona, do you want to take that?
Yeah, so I mean, for the book itself has been in my excuse me, in my brain for a long time, in my, and so I actually found that when I sat down to write it, the actual writing process was really quick. I felt like we got, became really inspired. Almost one evening, I sat down with the notes on my phone and I wrote that, and then obviously we changed it. You write a draft, and as Ladosha says, get feedback and, make different tweaks and stuff. And so then I had the script and I didn't know what to do. I'd never written a book before, so I had no idea what to do with it. And then I found that company, Mascot Books, and I went through them, and we found the illustrator in Italy. And so I would say that the process probably from when I wrote the book to when it was actually printed, probably about 9 months as well, kind of like Ladosha, I would say around the same time. And then it was officially published in January. And so we didn't really get to do the events that we were planning on doing. And I don't know, Ladosha, how long has your book been available?
My book has been available for about 3 years, and I've spent every day of those 3 years, promoting the book. So people are always when, but it takes a lot of work to promote a book to get your name out there. So I'm really spending a lot of Rose and Teddy Hare and getting, to know all the different readers. So it takes a while, but I do have other books concentrating on these three right now.
There a way to see the readings of the stories? Yes. So this will be on. This is being recorded. It will be on our YouTube page. I I don't know if it's going to be uh, like Monday of next week or Friday of next week. I can share that with you. Also, I'm sure if you wanted to set up a reading with either Fiona or Ladosha, they would be open to that as well. So please feel free to reach out to each of them individually. Um, I'm really overwhelmed by this whole panel.
I know it's like on fire. I'm like speechless.
Yeah, I'm so honored. This is what's so beautiful about America, though. I mean, it is like, the three of us here and these amazing kids coming on asking questions that are, oh, I definitely should have had my Kleenex ready for this.
I know. I'm just reading the comments that
I know.
the
Oh,
kids like want to write a novel. I would love to participate in that novel, whatever I can do to help. I'm kind of like you guys. I'm like, it really is emotional.
oh, someone's saying there's over 100 students watching through their teacher Zooms. And like to me, look, it's obviously a tough time in America right now for so many people. The racial violence against the Black community, kind of hatred against immigrants, and I mean, I think it's tough for so many reasons. But this type of discussion gives me hope. That we can have these conversations, that we can talk about things that are hard to talk about in a way that brings people into the conversation, and that just shows that America is better than some of the things that we're seeing right now. And this gives me hope for what's to come. And I am so honored to have a little role to play in these type of discussions. And so I know the future is bright, and this generation of kids that are watching, we're never going to see, the future. It's only up from here. And I'm just excited to be a part of this.
Yes, and I want to say to all the children out here that are on the, you know what, Fiona and Elizabeth, we want you guys to know that we trust and we believe and we know that you all are our future, and you guys are happy to be here. We are more than honored to be here for each and every last one of you. Like Fiona said, you are our leaders, and we believe in you. And so please, please write all the to write all the columns and essays. We want you guys to write and just continue to carry us on into our future. We're very proud of you for being strong during a pandemic. So stay strong and continue to be good boys and girls for your teachers.
I'll say again, thank you to the Cleveland Public Library. They've been supportive of Ladosha's work. They've been supportive of Fiona's work. They've been supportive of our work at Global Cleveland. On the other session right now, there are five libraries from around the world gathering. So we work very closely with a number of libraries around the world. So if there's anything that the classes and the students would like to do with other libraries and other students in other countries, earlier today we had a panel of high schoolers from 6 high schools around the world. So Global Cleveland is ready and willing to support you learning directly from and with other students around the world. I will share one quick story. I'm interested in this work and meeting people like Ladosha and Fiona and our friends in Volgograd and Lima, because my very first friend in kindergarten was a Mexican American immigrant, and he didn't look like anyone in my school. He didn't sound like anyone in my school, and I was really curious. And he was my very first best friend at school, and it really set me on a path of just wanting to learn and grow and see the world through other people's eyes, which is why I study languages, which is why I work in this environment. And it is every day my honor to work with such phenomenal people like Ladosha and Fiona.
Yes.
So we have 10 minutes. Kara Kirby wants to know if maybe you could come to their classrooms when we're back in person. Maybe.
Yes, yes. I always come to schools. I go to daycare centers. I go to nursing homes, lots of nursing home facilities to hear the story. So I avail myself to the community as much as I can. So yes, and like she said, if you guys would like for us to do a virtual story time reading, then I'm available. Fiona, are you available as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I was so disappointed when the conference was cancelled, obviously initially, but totally understandably so. But I was really looking forward to getting to Cleveland and to seeing everybody. But look, this is my honor to get to share this message, to get to be, and really, it's also, you know, the immigrants themselves, you know, are who the people who were part of this story have a great platform to share their own stories themselves as well, and not just through me, you know, to get them to share their own stories as well. But I would be absolutely delighted to go to your schools to talk about this and to share this message. So yes, thank you for even considering that. Absolutely.
Thank you. I will say, I think the follow up books with each of the characters are going to be great. So I'm sure everyone's looking forward to those additional stories.
Yeah, and if I can just do what we actually just launched a podcast this week. Yeah, it just came out on I'm trying to think what day it is, but it came out on late on Tuesday. It's called Immigration Revelation, and each episode is going to be an interview with an amazing immigrant. The first, so it's on Apple Podcast, it's on immigrationrevelation.co, and the you know there's a professional soccer player who plays for Chicago Fire who came here from New Zealand as a foreign student. We're going to interview him. We have Belen Sisa, who's from Argentina, who worked for Bernie Sanders campaign. We have just lots of immigrants from all over the place who are going to share their stories. So if anybody wants to hear that podcast, we'll be releasing an episode every week. And I think, Ladosha, you said you also have a podcast as well.
Yes, I sure do. I have a podcast that What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, and it's all about issues around hair care, what's safe, what the FDA is keeping in, keeping out. So any and everything about hair, that's passion. I've got you guys covered. So if you, like I said, the YouTube, the books, everything about hair, any questions, we do virtual appointments. So whatever we can do to help you guys out, we can do that.
That's amazing. I just want to, so I want to thank Ladosha for, our hair is it's our crown. It is such an important part of how we interact culturally and socially, what message we say about ourselves through the way we present our hair. So it's a really, really important thing to talk about and to feel comfortable with and to be proud of. Whether you cover it with a hijab when you're in public or not, our hair is it's a valuable part of who we are. So thank you. And
Yeah.
Fiona, for you know, I work in immigration. My husband's an immigration interpreter. We deal with stories like your book every day. And the hardest thing you can do is to immigrate. At Global Cleveland, we call to immigrate an entrepreneurial act because it is a huge risk. And the more we can do to make people feel welcome here, the better we all are. So thank you for helping so many people make their American dream come true.
Yeah.
Crying again.
I know, me too.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay, if you want to get in touch with Fiona or Ladosha, you can feel free to contact me. This is my email. Let me put it in here. I can't type. And please, there are other, I spelled Cleveland wrong in that. There are other sessions today and tomorrow. We have Anisfield Wolf book winner Namwali Serpel, who is the fiction winner this year at 2:30. We have renowned poet Safiel Hilo, Sudanese American poet from Baltimore, sharing at 1. We have Ilya Kaminsky, Ukrainian poet, sharing tomorrow at noon. We have more panels today and tomorrow on business and and local immigrant entrepreneurs and port cities. So if any of that catches your attention and you can join, we would love for you to do so. So
I hope I can come back next year.
Same. Such an honor.
Yes, yes,
okay, well, I'm gonna
yes.
close this panel out. Thank you everybody so much. We will talk to you all soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Take
Take care.
care.
Stay safe.
Bye,
Bye.
Teddy.
Bye, Teddy.
Bye.